e aku nui, e aku rahi, e aku whakatamarahi ki te rangi. Nau mai, hara mai, ki tēnei kaupapa o Rarangatahi, rua te kauma tahi, hika, rua mano te kauma tahi kia pakari te reo Māori. Nā reira, tēnei kaupapa o Rarangatahi. So, Rarangatahi came out of rangatahi, telling us about the challenges and barriers that they face when wanting to learn and speak te reo Māori. So we're joined by an amazing panel of rangatahi tonight. E mihi ana kia koutou katoa. So Rarangatahi is a 3-part online series for the entire month of June. Koutou e hono mai ana. Don't forget we've got some giveaways going in the comment section, so stay tuned for that. Hoi anō, kia koke atu ki te kaupapa o te pōnei, kia pōhiri atu ki ngā manuhiri whakamohio mai ko wai koe, etahi o ngā kōrero o tō hikoi ki te ara o te reo Māori. Ka tīmata ki roto Ngāti Kahungunu, tēnā koe Kelly-Aroha.
Kia ora rā e te whānau, ko ai rā tēnei i te taha o tōku pāpā, ko whakaki ki runga, ko whakaki ki raro, ko te whakaki nui arua tērā i wiri nei tōku ngākau. I te taha o tōku māma, ko here taunga rao haumako, te putanga o te kai e wirimiri ana i tōku ngākau. Anei rā, he uri o Ngāti Kahungunu, e mihi ana kia koutou katoa. He manu pīrere tēnei o te kōhanga reo, he raukura tēnei o te kura kaupapa, he taura o mua tēnei o hukarere. Kua roa kēnei au e whai ana i te reo Māori, e haroha nui ana hau ki te reo, nō reira e mihi ana kia koutou mā o te taurawhiri i whakarite i tēnei kaupapa. Hei hono atu ki ngā rangatahi e whai nei i tēnei ara tāhua rawa atu. Ko au tērā, ko Kelly-Aroha Huata tōku ingoa. Ka huri kia koe Kahu.
Tēnā tātou, nā mihi o te pō. Ko ai au, ko Ngāti Rere, ko Ngāi Te Riu, ko Tamakai Moana, ara ko Ngāi Tūhoi tēnei, mihi kautu ana kia koutou. I tēnei pō, ko Kahu Kutia tōku ingoa, huri o hau no te rohi pōtai o Ngāi Tūhoi. Ko au tētahi tipuake i te kāinga, i te waimana, he kaituhi, he ringatoi, he kaihanga pāpāhua hau. Did I say my name's Kahu? My name is Kahu Kutia, if I didn't say that. My journey with te reo. My father was a native speaker of te reo, and my mother is a Pākehā English teacher, so I had a pretty staunchly bilingual upbringing. Ko au tētahi tipuake i te kōhanga reo, went through kōhanga reo, and up until the age of about 6, probably te reo, if anything, was my first language, and that was something lost within the mainstream schooling system. And my reo was something that I got back at Wharewananga at Victoria University. Heoi anō, that's me. I'll pass on to you, Shilo.
Kia ora e te whānau, ko Shilo, tōku ingoa, he uri o ngā puhi me Ngāti Mani Poto. Kei te hikaka au, kei te waimaria au, ako ki te reo Māori i tēnei tau i te matatanga ki te takiura, wananga o takiura, ako ki te reo Māori, tōku hia whakamana tangata Māori ki te mōhio rātou, ko wai rātou. My name is Shilo. I feel really blessed to be able to be a part of this kaupapa, but also feel really blessed to be able to start on a journey this year of learning te reo Māori. So I didn't grow up in te ao Māori. I didn't know the language, and part of that, or the main reason for that really is because my grandparents were beaten when they were young for speaking the reo, which is quite a common story among many Māori. It didn't get passed down to my parents, and as a result, I didn't grow up speaking it or knowing really who I was or being connected to my culture. And so in my adult years, I guess when I was 18, I spent a long time trying to reclaim the reo and learn it, going to going to night classes, reading the Scotty Morrison books and all that, and it still hadn't come. So that's why I'm here now at Takiura, trying to do everything I can to get my language back, and I'm doing it with my friend here, Astley. So, ko wai koe?
Oh, kia ora! Kia ora e te whānau ko Astley tōku ingoa. No, he uri no ngā pui me tainui. He orite te haringa i a Shilo kia hau. I tēnei tau te timatanga o taku haringa ki te ako ki te reo Māori. Engari he hari koa hau nā te mea me timata, ne? Me timata i te haringa. Kia ora whānau, my name's Astley. Myself and Shilo, we're going to Takiura this year. It's been an awesome experience so far. As you can tell, our reo is still building and still growing, but that's all part of the journey, and maybe you're in a similar situation, or maybe you're a little bit before us and sort of feeling like you want to get into that journey. And I know that I speak for myself and Shilo in saying that it's like one of the best things that we've done. My history with the reo, I went to Kurapō, I learned it at school, I did a Māori media degree at AUT, and it never stuck. And we were just talking about this before, like what was that? Like, why didn't it stick out of all these years that we've tried to learn? And still trying to figure that out now, but this year at Takiura, full immersion te reo Māori changed the game. So just happy to be here, happy to split some whakaaro to you, and hopefully it can help you along the way with your haringa ki te reo Māori. Kia ora!
E mihi ana ki ngā haue whā ki mainga nui tātou. O te rātou koutou whakaaro nui mai ki te reo Māori, kaore he aki i tua atu o te timata ki te ako. Ahakoa ka tahi anō ka timata, ahakoa ua roa te reo Māori e noho tangata whenua ana ki roto i a koe o tira ki tō whānau. So, let's get into it, whānau. Rarangatahi, rua mano rua te kaumātahi. I said it right this time. Kia pakari te reo Māori, and we're going to just start off by talking about it, getting straight into it, vulnerability. So what are you currently experiencing with being vulnerable on your journey? Ka timata kia koe, e Shilo?
Te kuini o te vulnerability. Kia ora!
I've been really open, I guess, about the hiding of learning te reo Māori this year. Astley and I have a podcast, Good Back to Kura, and I've shared a lot about, the first day at Takiura, I was in the toilet, crying, having a tangi, and it's really, really hard. And I think for me, being vulnerable is being open about the barriers or the mamai that comes from learning te reo Māori. For me, and I think this is how it works, is that it's like when you're learning te reo Māori and you are Māori, if you're Māori and you're learning te reo Māori, there's a lot of intergenerational trauma that comes with it, and a lot of personal trauma as well that comes with it, and that adds to a lot of the whakamā. And so I guess for me, being at Takiura this year and learning te reo Māori, I've had to kind of address all of that whakamā of overcoming all of that whakamā. And I wish I could say it's been 6 months that the whakamā is gone, but it's still there. There's still a lot of whakamā, and for me, it's kind of thinking of ways in which I can, address that and just address the barriers that stop myself. And I think for many Māori who feel that whakamā from speaking a language that was supposed to be our birthright, but then we never ever got the chance to know until we're adults, Yeah, and Astley.
Nā, tautoko te kōrero Shilo, man. Like, I think props to Shilo and to everybody out there that are vulnerable, because it's tough, man. It's hard to be vulnerable, especially on a platform where you're speaking to a lot of people. So ka pai, man, like he tino pai tō mahi. In terms of vulnerability, I guess for me personally, I guess the hardest part for me is learning who I am. Hey, like when I'm at kura, I'm like, oh, sweet, I feel good because I feel like I'm learning a half of me that I never knew before. And it's kind of weird to say that because I'm getting on with my pakeke. Engari, You know, it's truly that journey. It truly, you know, opens you up to like, kauhau, who are you? Like, actually, because you think you know yourself, and I did know myself, and I knew myself, but I didn't know who my whakapapa. I didn't know where my marae was. I've never been to my marae in Tainui. You know, these are all things that you grow up, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, it's a little bit sort of sad, but I guess you kind of hide it on you. You do what you do, you go to mahi or whatever, but then when you start to get a little bit older, you start thinking, well, hold on, like, why don't I know that side of myself? What has happened in the past that has made this a thing inside of me? And that's probably the biggest sort of sad point for me, because like, I'm proud to be Māori, but man, I haven't even really like sat and really learned that side. So yeah, I guess to add on to that, the fact that we're doing that this year is mean. It's mean, and I just highly recommend it for any Māori or any non-Māori out there that are thinking of learning, because I think it definitely helps for you to understand yourself and for you to understand who you are. And I think that's what Charlotte said already, like, ko ai koe. He important, tērā.
Tēnā kōrua, he rawe ki te rongo I te rātaha o te hunga e ako tonu ana I te reo Māori. Ka huri atu ki a koe, Kelly-Aroha, me te mea ko koe tētahi kua matatau ki te reo Māori, ara e rongo e noho tangata whenua ana te reo Māori ki a koe. What are you currently experiencing with being vulnerable in your te reo Māori journey?
Kia ora, tēnā rā koe Moerangi. Even though I went to kohanga reo and kura kaupapa, I didn't really start normalizing te reo Māori till I was about 23, so I'm 27 now. So I would only speak te reo Māori in a kind of Māori-dominated environment. So I wouldn't be out in the public just speaking te reo Māori. And it wasn't until Mahuru Māori started. Nā e mihi ana ki tēnā kaupapa I whakatō I te hiahia ki roto ia, ki te whakatairanga I te reo, I te ahurea Māori. But in terms of vulnerability, oh my gosh, every year you meet a new challenge, you meet a new hard. And for me, the biggest one actually recently was someone said to me, and people that know me know this happens, but someone said to me, your mita is not the mita of kahungunu. And if there's one thing about me, I am kahungunu hard. I say it at least 3,000 times a day. I'm proud of who I am and all that I come from. And that really was like I rongo au I te taumaha o tēnā karawhiunga. But you know, I think that's the world we live in. Unfortunately, we're going to have people that are not there cheering us on to normalise te reo Māori or normalise whatever reo you're speaking and at whatever level you are. And so for me, the way out of that was karakia. I thought, oh man, I'm going to close my eyes, I'm going to have a tangi, acknowledge that, yeah, they hurt me, and then do a karakia and just a bit of a taku. E te atua whakatoa I te kaha ki roto ia, I te whakapono nui ki roto ia, kia tuku tōku reo Māori ki te ao. And then you keep on keeping on. And so for me, I think the biggest thing in terms of vulnerability is it's our thoughts. And we can't control how other people treat us, but we can control how we react to it. And so that was one like whoa moment. And my second one is probably I'm starting to navigate the space of tapu and noa. Oh my gosh, doing karanga. That's a scary journey. And e mihi ana ki aku kaiako and te whanekiretanga, man. All my kaiako have been graduates of that kaupapa. And when you're in a space where you know, karanga is a new thing and tapu anoa is a new thing, who do you turn to? You know, who's inspiring the inspirers and who's teaching the teachers? For me, it is graduates of that kaupapa. And so when I'm feeling, oh my puku, gee, that karanga or something was just a bit funny about that, I'm having those support people around to say, hey, this happened, what do I do? How do I bring my space or my mauri back into a good space? Because I tēnei wā tonu kei te mauri rere. So yeah, karanga and then just those karawhiunga
Tēnā koe, kai te rongo hoki I te rereke I te rā kupu, te vulnerability, mai te hungai e ako tonu ana, tatu atu ki a koe te hungai e arero reo Māori ana, nā reira, e mihi ana, ka whakapiti atu ki a koe kei te tuakana e kahu, heha etahi o au whiako I roto I tēnei kaupapa.
Well, you know, tautoko everything that my mates have said, and I think often when we're learning te reo, we can anticipate more practical challenges like finding the time and the money to learn te reo, and sometimes those mental, emotional, spiritual challenges are ones that we can't anticipate so much, and that's, I think, where vulnerability really is. And for me, that's looked like, I don't think it's crazy to say that, you know, we hold memories of our tipuna and of this reo within our physical body, and sometimes connecting with that reo again, I think you unlock those feelings and those experiences, and they might be stuff that comes from long before we were even on this earth. And I think that's when you start to get mamai, you know, sometimes I would be in class and I'd be learning a kupu or a waiata and would be kind of overwhelmed by this emotion, like this feeling of emotion. And I think for me, being vulnerable has been about holding space for these kinds of feelings that I might have, because again, you know, as Shilo kind of said, if you're learning te reo and it's your reo take, if it's your native tongue, it's not just learning words and sounds. It really is connecting to your tupuna, connecting to where you come from, unlocking memories that might at times be painful. And you know, for me, my papa went through the native school system. Te reo was beaten out of him, and I think often for me, there's an element in connecting again with my te reo and being so intentional about wanting to make sure that I'm not the skipped generation, that the reo doesn't get lost with me. That was hard, and I'd come up at points in my journey, you know, angry at my father sometimes. Why didn't he speak te reo to me as a kid? It's his first tongue, and here I was, his kid, and he would never speak. And we know why that is, right? That's colonization, that's trauma, that's the school system that he went through. But all of these hard questions you kind of come up against in your journey, and more than anything, I would like to say to anyone on that journey experiencing those same emotions is, like, it's cool to hold space for yourself and have those feelings, you know? This is not just learning a language, it's identity, it's connection, it's upholding, you know, te reo Māori and our culture. And even wanting to connect with te reo in the first place is so amazing to me. So yeah, koina oku whakaaro.
Tēnā koutou ia koutou whakaaro. And I think it's really encouraging for rangatahi to know that no matter where you are on your journey, whether we're just learning or whether our entire world is te reo Māori, being vulnerable for our rangatahi is a real thing. It is a real thing. So if you could say one thing to encourage rangatahi young people to learn and speak te reo Māori, what would that be? Ka timata pia ki a koe hai te tungane e Astley.
Oh man, I had a little bit of a think about this. It's a bit of a tough one, because you want to say so much to the youngsters because they got a long journey ahead of themselves. You know, it's an exciting time. But I guess just from personal experience, when I was at rangatahi, I guess if you feel that discomfort, or you feel like you don't fit in, or you feel like you're not Māori enough, I think that's something that I've dealt with in the past and still do to this day. Because, you know, similar to a lot of people that haven't learned, like my whānau didn't know how to speak, and I never really learned. So it was, and I kind of felt like that was my fault, and like I was useless or whatever. But yeah, I just want to tell you, if you feel the same way, don't. Like, there are reasons as to why we don't know our language and why we didn't learn it when we grew up as youngsters, you know what I mean? Because of the intergenerational trauma, because of what happened in our past. So I just want to really hit that home, that like, if you feel that way, don't. Like, it's not your fault. Like, kei te pai. If you don't know and you want to learn, kei te pai. If you don't know and you don't want to learn, sweet as, you're still Māori. You still got the genes of your tupuna inside you. So don't feel, you know, don't feel not good enough, or don't feel like you don't fit in, because you do.
Ka pai, he rawe tērā whakaaro. I'm going to throw a bit of a spanner in the works and chuck it over to you, Kahu. What is one thing that you would say to encourage non-Māori young people to learn and speak Te Reo Māori?
Ooh, you really did throw us better in the weeks there. What's one thing I would say to encourage non-Māori? I mean, I think, while we understand that Te Reo has so many benefits for all of us, for Māori it has so many benefits, I think anyone who I've ever talked to who is Pākehā or Tauiwi or who has learned Te Reo has also connected with that stuff. So they've also learned about their own whakapapa. They've also been able to articulate more about where they come from. And I think just, in learning Te Reo, you learn so much about the history of Aotearoa, you learn about different wāhi, and that can only be the most enriching experience. And, in my future, Te Reo is the language of Aotearoa. You can go anywhere in Aotearoa and speak Te Reo. And so I really just encourage Pākehā and Tauiwi to come on board with that. And just to have fun with Te Reo. Like, for everyone, I think it can seem intimidating. And I'm really in a space of just learning to be fun and silly with Te Reo, understanding that, the more I've gotten fluent in Te Reo again, the worse my English has gotten. So just learning to just chuck it out. It has a modi of its own, and it's really beautiful to connect with. You learn so much more about the world. Honestly, yeah, I love our reo so much, and everyone should learn it.
Just thought that would be important to note, because coming up over the next few series, we've got Sunny Ngātai and Kia Mahorahora Te Reo Māori, who really encourages the correct pronunciation of our Te Reo Māori town names. We've also got the likes of Hear Me Kelly, a Māori phrase a day, or everyday Māori. So yeah, really encourage Kia Mahorahora Te Reo Māori, puta noa I Aotearoa. Kei te tuakana, Kelly-Aroha, what's one thing you would say to encourage rangatahi to learn, speak and engage with Te Reo Māori?
I said this all the time, so I'll keep saying it. When you love being Māori will love you. Yeah, I'm a big believer in that little mantra. People often ask me, oh, why are you so happy? Why are you always so full of life? And I always say it because every day the atua wakes me up. The first thing I do before I check my phone, before I think about what's ahead of me, I say, thank you, atua, for another day. Thank you, atua, for giving me my whakapapa. It's cool to be Māori. So that would be it. It was, if you love being Māori will love you.
Oh, te atahua hoki o tērā whakaro. Hei whakakapi I tēnei taha ki te aki, kahuri ki a koe e Shilo, hea itahi kōrero ki te hunga rangatahi. Hei aki a rātou ki te kōrero I Te Reo Māori.
About learning Te Reo Māori, I feel like one thing for me is this maumahara ko wai koe, so remember who you are. For me, learning Te Reo Māori has been such a spiritual journey, and you could give me as many advice as you can about learning Māori, speak Te Reo Māori or read these books, but it's so much different to learning a foreign language, because I can speak Chinese, but the difference between learning Chinese and learning Māori for myself, completely different, right? And so I don't know why, for me, I feel so much māmai when learning Māori. I don't know why myself and Astley, we're both at Takiura, we both had similar backgrounds, but yet our experience in learning Māori has been so different. I don't know why I am more whakamā than Astley. I'm not sure why all of these reasons. What I do know is that there are different barriers for Māori, and if we get in the car and we drive, we can't drive if there's roadblocks in the way. And it's the same as learning to do a Māori. If we sometimes there are things or there are reasons that are stopping us from speaking, and we need to look at ourselves in the spiritual sense and see, okay, what's going on in our nāko, in our heart, that's stopping us from speaking or not giving us the confidence in addressing those. And for me, it's been getting to know who I am. It's getting to know my pipiha, my maunga, my awa, actually going to those places, touching the water of my awa, my river, seeing my mountain, going to my marae. I say my pipiha every night before I sleep. I karakia in Māori every morning and every night, my own karakia. All those things are helping my wairua. And so for rangatahi Māori, if you feel whakamā about about who you are, or if you feel about speaking to Reo Māori, mai mahara ko waikoe. Just remember who you are and who your tupuna are as well. Go into your whakapapa too. That's another thing that I've been doing, is saying the names of my tupuna out loud and also speaking to them as well. So that's all part of learning Māori. It's not just the language, it's who you are, essentially.
Oh, tēnā koe, and that's such a simple and easy thing to do, is just to remember who you are. Nā reira, rangatahi mā, te mana ko nui, e rongo ana koutou I te aki nui, ao tātou manuhiri I te pōnei, kaori a rika rika I tō koutou aki nui, ki te hunga rangatahi, e mihi ana kia koutou e ngā rangatahi, e ngā whānau, hoa te hunga rangatahi, ko hono mai ki te tukamata I te pōnei. Hei whakakapi ake. In closing, can each of you tell us about a time where you felt proud of yourself on your journey? Ka tīmata ki a koe, hoa, e Kahu?
Honestly, it's like a funny little thing, but every time that it's a reo word that falls naturally out my mouth instead of an English one, I feel so proud of that, because it feels like a native re-stitching of that language into my subconscious. But actually every single reo word I speak, every time I speak our language, I feel so proud. And that really comes from what I was saying about my papa being beaten in school for speaking te reo Māori. And I think about that kōrero. You know, it takes one generation to lose a language and 3 generations to get it back. And so for me, the fight to reclaim my reo and to ensure that there isn't a lost generation, that there isn't a gap between reo speakers in my whānau, in my line, makes me real proud. And every time I speak te reo, it's active resistance in the face of colonization to me. So yeah, to be honest, every single word that I speak, I'm real proud of myself. Yeah, koina, o tukuna ki a koe, Kelly.
Ko te mea tuatahi ka toko ake I tēnei wā tonu is, so I only speak Māori on my Instagram, and I love coffee, and the amount of people now that send me videos of this thing that I do every time I drink coffee, I do this thing where I go, kei te karanga te kape, and I do that every morning, every time I have a coffee, and the amount of people that are doing that now and having their little Reo Māori fix while they are having their coffee, that's a proud moment for me. But my second would be after every negative comment, I keep going. Ka huri ki a koe.
Ka pai, Astley, kei a koe. What's something that has made you proud on your te reo Māori journey?
Oh, I love the coffee thing, by the way, Kelly. You're going to have to teach me that.
Can you give us a demo, Astley?
No, I don't hear it properly, but like, Kino keen to do that again when I drink my coffees. Yeah, a couple of things. I think last year, at the start of last year, my mother was like, oh, because we're doing takiu together, and that makes me super proud. And she was like, man, actually, you should come to takiu. We need to do this together. Like, it'll be amazing for you. And at the start of the year, I was like, nah, man, like, what are you talking about? Like, there's no way I can give up my job. I was doing radio at the time, and I can't do that. Like, I've got a job, and then I changed my COVID hit, changed my whakaaro, gave up sort of the limelight to study this year, and I think that to me honestly makes me proud, because for so long I was so focused on that part and that other. So I'm proud of that. And the other one was I did some mahi up north, and we had been learning at Kura. That it's good to sit at the feet or at the knees of kuia and like koroua, and to listen to them. And it was the first time that I had like a legit kōrero with someone random that I didn't know in kōrero Māori, and it was up at Ngāwha Springs, and like I just felt the connection. Like at the start of the conversation, it was kōrero Pākehā, and I was kind of like, oh, yeah, whatever, to be honest. And then slowly kōrero Māori, and then after we just spoke kōrero Māori the whole time, and I felt like the connection between myself and those kuia, and I was like, man, tino rawe. Yeah.
Oh, Tina.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I've got 2 as well. the first one is, again, about vulnerability. Sort of the same as Astley, coming to Takiora this year. It was a big decision because of the same thing. Like, I'm in the middle of my career, you know, I don't know if I want to do this. But then what ended up being, what I thought was a hard choice, ended up being the easiest choice, because it was either immerse myself or like drown myself into Reo Māori for the year, or spend the rest of my life chasing after crumbs of the Reo, you know, bits here and bits there. So for me, making the decision to come to Takiora is something that I'm proud of. And along with that is I've been really open about the vulnerability and about the whakama and all about the hard things that comes to learning the Reo. And a lot of the times I thought I was the only one experiencing this. You know, I remember the first day at Takiora and looking around and everyone's smiling, and then I'm like, oh, this is so hard, like, trying to remember all the colours in Te Reo Māori. And so I went and had a little tangi. But when I shared that, someone came to me and was like, oh, me too, like, I'm struggling as well. And so, you know, for me, writing about that and having people reach out to me and say, oh, you know, it's hard for me as well learning Te Reo Māori, thank you for sharing. And I think that goes back to the karo about being vulnerable. When we are vulnerable and open up, it allows us to connect with others. And for anyone that's watching, I just want you to know that we're all on the same waka of learning Te Reo Māori, and we just want to tautoko you, no matter what you're doing, no matter how small you think it is. Aha ko he iti, so no matter how small, it is precious, and never underestimate the significance of what you're doing and reclaiming the language and reclaiming your culture. Ngā mihi.
Kia ora. Tēnā koe e Shilo. O tira, tēnā koutou katoa I whai wāhi mai ki te kōrero. Ia koutou āhuatanga whakahihi ia koe anō I tō ara o te Reo Māori. Koe anō e hoama, ko eke te wā kia tātou tuatahi ko ngā mihi kia koutou katoa ngā rangatahi o te motu Māori mai, tauiwi mai e mihi ana kia koutou katoa. So just a huge mihi to everybody who tuned in tonight. Don't forget we've got some giveaways in our comment section, and stay tuned to our event page because we've got some more coming up. Karua, a big mihi to our kai kōrero tonight. Thank you very much for sharing your kōrero with us tonight. Kia aha, kia pakari te reo Māori, kia kaha te reo Māori, kia mahorahora te reo Māori ki te hunga rangatahi. So make sure you stay tuned. Same time next week, we will be joined by Te Kura o Te Marama Jews, Hona Black, Jordan Rapana to talk about overcoming these challenges and supporting safe spaces of Te Reo Māori. Kahu Kutia, Shilo, Kino, Astley, Nathan, Kelly-Aroha Huata, ai mihi ana kia koutou rangatira mā. Ko mātou tēnei mo te pōnei e hoa mā, ngā mihi nui, pō Māori e.